Underline in the problem the number and label and chemical given to you in the problem. And you should underline the label and chemical that you're looking for the number for. The one with the number is the one you start your problem with. So this one, we're going to start with 2.5 moles. I abbreviate moles as MOL. Technically, it could be a little N, but to me that doesn't make much sense. So I just always do MOL. And then carbon. 2.5 moles of carbon, so that's what I'm starting my problem with. I need to get rid of moles of carbon because the question asks for moles of oxygen. So I have to get rid of moles of carbon, so where do I put it in my parentheses to get rid of it? On the bottom. Moles of carbon is going to go on the bottom, so it cancels. Don't try to put numbers in until you cancel all your labels. The labels will tell you what number to put there. Whatever goes on top is what you're looking for. This question, we're looking for moles of oxygen because the question says how many moles of oxygen. And I say that over and over again because a lot of times students can set it up this far and then they freak out because they don't know where to go. Go to what the question's asking and see if you can talk to it. Can moles, look in this chart, can moles of one chemical talk to moles of the other chemical? Yes, across the Mrs. Bridge. So that's the only thing that can talk to each other from different chemicals. So we're going to put moles of the other chemical on top, in this case, oxygen, which needs a little 2 because it's diatomic. We're not trying to calculate the empirical formula, so we already know what the subscript is. Now, anytime that you have 2 different chemicals, carbon, oxygen in this case, and both of them have to be moles. Are they both moles? Good, so we're not breaking any chemistry, stoichiometry laws. Anytime you have that, that's the special spot. That's the misses. And I, as a good habit, you should too, write misses on the top of a parenthesis that does that. That's the mole ratio statement. That is the statement. That's the relationship that's showing us how many moles of one chemical we have versus the other chemical. To do that, you need the balanced equation. So the balanced equation I've used for all of these notes is 2 carbons plus oxygen, that's diatomic, yields 2 carbon monoxides. Everyone see that balanced equation in your notes? Okay. This is really important. This is what I either missed, or I missed that lecture, or my friends didn't tell me, or I didn't hear the teacher. Probably I was talking to somebody else. I'm going to say that's the problem, but maybe the teacher forgot to even tell me. Who knows? But I missed that in high school and learned it when I went to college, that for the misses, the number that you get for that is the coefficient from the balanced equation. What is the coefficient in front of oxygen in the balanced equation? What is the coefficient? 1. It's not written because it's weird. It's assumed that it's there. If it was 0, it's just not written at all. Like there's 0 zinc in this problem.
So you don't write it then.
Right. So the number that goes here is 1. What is the coefficient in front of carbon? 2. There's an example of the special spot. Moles in a parenthesis, that is not 1. And it's not 1 because it's the coefficient from the balanced equation. Because this is the misses, and the numbers that go there in the misses are from the coefficients in the balanced equation. So our moles carbon and moles carbon cancel out. I'm left with moles of oxygen. Is that what the question asks for, moles of oxygen? Yes, so I'm done. Put my label and my chemical for my answer. And now do the math. This math says to do 2.5 divided by 2 because 2 is in the bottom of the parentheses. So that's divided by 1.25 moles of oxygen. This is the simplest kind of stoichiometry. It goes directly from moles of one chemical to moles of another chemical. So it goes directly from this mainland to this mainland across the Mrs. Bridge. So how can I make this harder?
Oh, that's right.
No, making it harder. So I could go, that's not directly. What if I'm starting on the Adams Island? Can I get to moles of another chemical?
Yeah.
Yeah, first I have to get to the moles island and then cross the Mrs. Bridge. What if I start the problem with grams?
Same thing.
Moles Island across the Mrs. Bridge. What if I start with liters? What if I start with atoms of one chemical and ask about atoms of another chemical?
You still gotta do
Go to the moles, cross the main bridge, and then go to atoms. How many parentheses is that going to take?
a lot. No.
Takes one set to get to the moles,
One to go from.
another one to get to the other chemical, and another one to get to atoms. 3. Let's do some of that, shall